Hello, fellow English students. Welcome to English Language with Teacher Nick. I'm Teacher Nick. I'm so happy you could join me. Today, I will be breaking down idioms of matter. But first, I wanted to take a second and thank you all so much for hitting the like button and hitting the subscribe button. This is very early in this channel, and I am very excited to have you with me as I describe some of my favorite things about the English language. If you enjoy learning about prefixes and suffixes, root words, big words, and idioms, I love to talk about them. So hit the subscribe button and you will be there for the next lesson. Let's talk about matter. What is matter? The physical science definition of the word matter is anything that takes up volume and has weight. It's a very broad definition. It means all that there is. And then energy is the other thing that makes up the universe. Matter and energy, stuff and movement. Sometimes matter is countable, and sometimes matter is not countable. If you are in a physical science context, all of the universe is matter. This is uncounted. And if we say the problem is the matter, what is the matter? That's uncounted. You would never say what are the matters. But if you are talking about subjects or topics, matter is then countable. We have such a broad meaning in a physical science context that broad meaning carries over into regular conversation. Matter can mean a thing or some stuff. Matter can also mean a concern or what we're thinking about or the subject. Matter can also mean problem. So that's three different definitions for thing. As a verb, the word matter means is important. Matter can be used as a verb and a noun. That is that many more different ways to use it. The idea is that we get to say what has weight and takes up space in our mind. That is the idiom of matter in English. Matter is substance and it has weight. Using matter as a verb means, is it important? In that way, we can set up some very easy jokes. If you say the expression money matters or business matters, then you are setting up kind of a joke. If you speak English well enough, then you can hear it, you can understand it. Money matters means things about money, but money matters means money is important. So if I have the sentence, I don't understand money matters, it can mean one of two different ideas. I don't understand money matters means I don't understand the subject of money. I don't understand money matters means I don't understand that money is important. This is a bit of wordplay that gets thrown around for salesmen and in a business context a lot more than in a day-to-day personal context. If you are a salesman, you will run into this kind of wordplay if you're dealing with English speakers. What is the matter? What is the matter means what is the problem? What is the matter? It can mean a question from a genuine place of I am concerned. What is the matter? Are you okay? Can I get something for you? What is the matter? It can also be an angry context where you are implying that you don't understand why people are not smart or why people don't do the right thing. What is the matter with you? What is the matter with you? Don't you understand this is the right thing to do? Very often we use that expression to mean that. Matter as a verb means is it important? So what does it matter? It doesn't matter to me. It doesn't matter to me what they say. I will do what I have to do. No matter what can be a very hard expression to understand for a non-English speaker. The word what, usually it's a question word. Here it's a thing. No matter what, it doesn't matter the thing that happens. No matter what, I will be on time to school tomorrow. That means anything could happen, but none of those things will stop me from doing it. No matter means it's not important to me, and it won't stop me from doing the thing that I want to do. In a way, in an English idiom, I get to say whether the topic is important enough to make a change in my life. I get to say whether it matters. Matter is substance. Matter has form and shape. Matter has weight, and it can change the things around it. I get to decide what has weight. In that way, matter can also mean the problem. If I take matters into my own hands, it means something very serious has happened, and I am not going to let the law deal with something that is very bad. So someone has died, someone has been hurt by another person, and I want to go get revenge. That is taking matters into my own hands. It's not a matter of if, but when. You may hear this when someone is giving a caution. It's not a matter of if, but when. You will have to get your brakes checked on your car. They will fail after you use them. It is not a matter of if, but when. Make matters worse. Matters here are the problems. If you make matters worse, then you do something that makes the problem that you had before even worse. It was very cold today when I walked to school, but to make matters worse, I forgot my shoes and walked there barefoot. That would make matters worse. Let's talk about the heart of the matter. Let's talk about the fact of the matter. Let's talk about the truth of the matter. The matter here would be the subject. These are all just expressions we use to say that we're talking very seriously about something. If I say the heart of the matter, it means the center point that everything connects to. If I say the truth of the matter, it means that there is an central idea that I think is more important and that we should learn from. If I say the fact of the matter, I'm trying to let you know that this is something that is undeniable and we can't argue with it. The matter at hand, we will say. The matter at hand means the subject. What we were talking about right now is the matter. One of the most important things to be able to understand is the difference between fact and opinion. A fact is objectively true. It means we measure it. We can all use the same ruler, and we will all find that this thing is 6 feet or it's 2 inches. That is a fact. An opinion is to say how I feel about it. So we might be able to decide whether something is a matter of fact or a matter of opinion. Is this something that we think of as provable and undeniable, or is this something that is just the way we feel about something? Is it a matter of fact or is it a matter of opinion? That expression, matter of fact, starts to become something else too. Matter of fact means uninterested or bored, or I am very used to this. It's a very matter of fact. And we would use that when it's odd. So he said it in a matter of fact way that he had $1 billion. He was very matter of fact about that. It means he's not as interested in that as I am. He's very matter of fact about it. It's just a matter of time. And that means that after more time, we will see this thing. If we're looking around and we're feeling the wind blow and there's starting to be a cool, crisp breeze and we see yellow leaves coming in the trees, then it's just a matter of time before we see snow and ice in winter. just a matter of time. The crux of the matter. I am not sure how many times I have heard the word crux outside of the idiom crux of the matter, but it is not very much. Crux means the central place where things will intersect. The crux of the matter is the same as the heart of the matter. It means this is what I want to say, and I think it's very important. Don't mince matters. To mince is to cut very small. If you want to make a hamburger, you usually take cow meat or beef, and then you cut it very small. You mince it, or we say grind it in American English, but that's not really right, because grind is something else, and I will do a video on the word grind later. In American English, the idiom that I use more often would be mince words. But if you're mincing words about matters, about an event or a problem. These are all matters. To mince words or mince matters means that you speak carefully, you measure your words, you cut them very fine, and you will avoid hurting anyone's feelings. And we usually use this expression, don't mince matters, don't mince words. Sometimes we want to hear people just speak straight to us. This is different in different cultures. In American English, we value people who will get to the heart of the matter, who will get to the crux of the matter and speak straight. No laughing matter. So a laughing matter would be a topic or a subject that you would feel comfortable laughing about. A laughing matter is a joke. A joke or a funny story is something we should feel comfortable laughing about. But there are things we shouldn't laugh about if we care about other people's feelings. We don't want to laugh in the wrong way when someone shares who they are. We don't want to laugh when they are talking about someone they hold dear. Or maybe you do. You get to decide what is or what is not a laughing matter. But if you don't think so, then you might tell someone that is no laughing matter. It's a matter of form. Form is the rules or the idea, the central idea that we all try to follow when we do one thing. The form. The form is the way it's done. Form can be custom too. We might use the expression, it's a matter of form, when we are describing things we love about beauty or things we love about design. If something is beautiful and we say it's a matter of form, this is so beautifully put together. A matter of form. We also might use the idiom matter of form when we are complaining to someone or we are talking about something we don't like. If someone invites you somewhere, you should tell them yes or no so that they can make their plans. It's a matter of form. So it's important that we do this thing that we've been doing since people started making plans together. This is an important form that we all follow. The last idiom I will cover is mind over matter. On an earlier video, I talked about the idiom of mind, and if you haven't watched it yet, go check it out. Mind means my will, or what I want to get done in this world. My mind is what I am thinking about. I am thinking about my plan and how I will get it done. Over means more important or is in a leadership position. Matter is all of the world around me. Matter could be the food I eat. Matter could be the clothes that I wear or the place where I live or the water in the ocean. All of that is just matter. Mind over matter means that if I believe something strongly enough or if I make a plan, I can overcome any feeling I have about my body. I can do whatever I need to do to succeed and do what I want. Mind over matter. You have to believe that you are strong enough and that what you want will come out of this world if you make it happen. That is mind over matter. That's something to remember when we start to look at how many books we might have to read to study English. We might have to take another few hours of doing this or spend another couple of dollars to go buy that. It's all mind over matter. If you have decided it's going to happen, then it's going to happen. That's mind over matter. Matter can be a very confusing word to understand and to use properly. I hope I was able to show you something new or help you break down this complicated idiom. If you enjoy hearing about idioms, I love talking about idioms. So please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and you can see my next lesson. This is English Language with Teacher Nick. I'm Teacher Nick. I'm so glad you could join me. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.